What's up, guys? I'm about to start the first leg of a journey from Tokyo to Hiroshima to Kyoto, and this is me getting on the Shinkansen. Shinkansen are the crazy fast trains that use magnets to travel at incredible speed. It might not seem like much here, but outside the city these things really open up. My first stop was Hiroshima, and this city was more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. The big attractions there were the atomic bomb dome and the Peace Memorial Museum and an island called Miyajima Island. The first part of the museum was dedicated to the cultural heritage of Hiroshima before settling in on this watch, frozen at 8:15 when the first ever atomic weapon used against human beings was deployed. This led to other things such as a wall buckled by the blast, steel girders twisted by the heat, and a number of personal effects of those unlucky enough to be caught up in the maelstrom. Most disturbing were the artifacts that told a story. This uniform was compiled from the remains of 3 junior high-aged boys. This tricycle was buried with a 4-year-old boy. It was donated 40 years later to the museum when the boy's father exhumed him to give him a proper funeral. This is the atomic bomb dome. Located only a few hundred meters from the hypocenter of the blast, some of its interior walls managed to remain standing because it was nearly directly underneath the bomb when it detonated. This is the Children's Peace Monument, dedicated in part to Sadako, a young girl who suffered from radiation poisoning. She folded over 1,000 paper cranes in an effort to bring herself good fortune in her health. On the anniversary of her death, Japanese children still fold and send these cranes to the Peace Park.
Such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning.
Miyajima Island is famous for this torii gate, which sits out in the ocean, and unfortunately looked more like this while I was there, as it was under restoration. There was also a kind of deer here that was completely unafraid of people.
I'm not the man you love. Behold the hurricane. Behold the hurricane.
Miyajima Island was also home to some quaint temples and beautiful gardens, and I spent a good portion of my days hiking through these.
We once moved like the morning. Silhouettes say haunt this house. Wicked memory haunts me now.
What's up, guys? I am now at the highest point on Miyajima Island, and I have never seen anything quite as beautiful as this. Have a look at all of it. Kyoto is famous for its temples, and I saw a lot of these while I was there. Of these, the most notable was the Fushimi-inari Shrine, famous for its 1,000 torii gates going up the side of a mountain. I hiked through this temple for probably 2.5 or 3 hours. The whole place looked like this, opening up into shrines, cemeteries, and other gorgeous vistas. I'd say there's closer to some 10,000 gates in reality. It was quite beautiful. One of the things that strikes me as so transcendent about these places is that they're largely outdoors. It's so much more spiritual than Western religions with their basically large, empty, multi-purpose rooms. Southern Kyoto also boasts a beautiful bamboo grove.
Like I do it, I feel fine. I win the goal and did my time. Innocence, about innocence, I ain't free to do what I wanna be.
I also visited a snow monkey preserve where the animals were out and you could interact with them.
You gotta stick together if you are and who you know. You gotta remember where you've been and where you wanna go.
And being the sci-fi geek I am, I also caught these two Giger aliens hanging out. And this robot geisha that hasn't quite gone self-aware yet.
Didn't work after school. Tell the things I thought were cool, and went out every Friday night. I still do, and I'm alright.
Well, that about wraps it up, guys. I'm heading back to the States in a few days, and just wanted to say thank you to everybody that kept up with me while I was gone on this trip, and I will see you all on the other side.